What if the deadly games are not over yet, and this time the traps are more brutal, more psychological, and more horrifying than ever before? Yes, guys, today we are talking about Saw 11, and trust me, this movie could become one of the darkest chapters in the entire Saw franchise. After years of shocking twists, disturbing traps, and terrifying psychological horror, the deadly legacy of Jigsaw is preparing to return once again. And honestly, horror fans around the world are unbelievably excited because the Saw franchise has always delivered a level of tension and brutality that very few horror movies can match. So make sure you watch till the end, because some details and theories about Saw 11 are absolutely insane. Back in 2004, when the first Saw released, nobody expected it to become one of the biggest horror franchises in cinema history. The movie introduced audiences to the terrifying killer known as Jigsaw, played by Tobin Bell. But unlike normal horror villains, Jigsaw did not simply kill people. Instead, he forced them into horrifying games and deadly traps designed to test whether they truly deserve to live. That psychological concept completely changed horror movies forever. Audiences were shocked by the brutal traps, unexpected twists, and dark moral questions hidden inside the story. Over time, Saw became one of the most iconic horror franchises ever created. Then, over the years, the franchise continued growing with even more disturbing traps, complex mysteries, and terrifying twists. Fans loved trying to solve the hidden secrets connecting every movie together. And even after so many sequels, the franchise still remained popular because each movie introduced new psychological horror elements alongside brutal survival games. Then Saw 10 brought the franchise back in a massive way. Fans especially loved seeing Tobin Bell return once again as John Kramer, because his performance remains one of the strongest parts of the series. The movie successfully mixed emotional storytelling with disturbing horror, making audiences excited for the future of the franchise again. Now, many fans believe Saw 11 could become even darker and more intense than anything we've seen before. According to rumors and fan theories, Saw 11 may continue exploring the deeper psychological side of Jigsaw's philosophy. Instead of focusing only on gore and violence, the movie could return to the terrifying mind games and emotional tension that made the earlier Saw movies legendary. Some reports suggest the story may involve victims connected by hidden secrets from their past, forcing them into horrifying traps designed specifically around their fears, guilt, and personal mistakes. Imagine waking up inside a giant abandoned facility filled with deadly puzzles, dark corridors, and horrifying mechanical traps, while a terrifying message from Jigsaw echoes through the speakers. That alone sounds absolutely terrifying. One of the reasons audiences love the Saw franchise is because the traps themselves feel horrifyingly creative. Every movie introduces terrifying new survival challenges that force characters to make impossible decisions. Some traps require sacrifice, some require teamwork, and others force victims to confront painful truths about themselves. And according to rumors, Saw 11 could feature some of the most brutal and psychologically disturbing traps in the entire franchise. Imagine giant mechanical devices, deadly timed puzzles, rooms slowly filling with acid or fire, and horrifying situations where survival depends on impossible choices. Honestly, if the filmmakers handle the suspense correctly, this movie could become one of the most stressful horror experiences in recent years. Fans are also extremely excited because Tobin Bell is expected to return once again as John Kramer. Even after all these years, his performance continues to define the franchise. His calm voice, intelligent mind, and terrifying philosophy make Jigsaw one of the most iconic horror villains ever created. Unlike mindless killers, Jigsaw believes he is teaching people lessons about life, survival, and morality. That psychological complexity is what makes the character so fascinating and disturbing at the same time. And according to theories, Saw 11 may reveal even more hidden secrets connected to his past and his larger plans. Now let's talk about the atmosphere, because this is where Saw movies truly become terrifying. Dark abandoned buildings, Flickering lights, rusty machines, creepy music, and non-stop tension create a horrifying experience for audiences. The franchise knows how to make viewers feel trapped alongside the victims. Every second feels dangerous because nobody knows who will survive or what horrifying twist may happen next. And honestly, very few horror franchises create suspense as effectively as Saw. Some rumors even suggest Saw 11 may return to the darker, detective-style mystery storytelling that fans loved in the earlier movies. If that happens, the film could feel both terrifying and intellectually intense at the same time. Now let's talk about the budget, because horror movies like Saw are often extremely profitable. Reports suggest Saw 11 could have a production budget between $20 and $40 million. That may sound smaller compared to superhero films, but horror movies don't need massive budgets to become successful. In fact, the Saw franchise became famous for creating terrifying tension using atmosphere, practical effects, and psychological horror instead of only expensive CGI. And honestly, practical effects make the traps feel far more realistic and disturbing for audiences. If Saw 11 delivers strong suspense and creative horror, fans will absolutely show up in theaters. And now comes the biggest question. How much money can Saw 11 make at the worldwide box office? Honestly, the potential is huge for a horror franchise. The Saw movies already built a massive fan base across the world over the last 2 decades. Experts believe Saw 11 could earn between $250 and $500 million worldwide if the story, traps, and twists deliver properly. Horror movies often perform strongly because audiences love watching terrifying experiences together in theaters. Countries like the USA, UK, Mexico, Brazil, India, and many European regions already have huge fan bases for the franchise. And if the trailers reveal shocking new traps or major twists, social media hype could explode instantly. Another reason fans remain loyal to Saw is because the movies are not just about violence. At their core, they explore guilt, survival, fear, morality, and human psychology. The franchise constantly asks disturbing questions about what people are willing to do in order to survive. That psychological depth helped Saw become far more memorable than many other horror franchises. Instead of simple jump scares, the movies create tension through impossible situations and emotional fear. And honestly, that's exactly why audiences keep coming back. But here's the really crazy part. Some rumors suggest Saw 11 could begin setting up the final chapter of the franchise, meaning future movies may eventually lead to one huge conclusion, connected to Jigsaw's ultimate plan. Imagine discovering that all the games, traps, and victims were connected to a much larger secret from the very beginning. If the filmmakers handle that storyline correctly, the ending could completely shock audiences worldwide. And honestly, Saw fans are absolutely ready for another unforgettable twist.